Welcome back, friends. Video 8, the last of the horror stuff. Stay tuned. You know, we're gonna still have episodes 9 and 10 and stuff. You know, action, 80s action, VHS, erotic thrillers and stuff like that. But today, we're gonna finish off the horror section. First one up, guys. One of the greats, Cannibal Holocaust. Love this movie. Always have, always will. It's just sort of stands the test of time of like brutality and, you know, realism and that kind of, you know, like, I mean, it's just, the whole thing is, you know, in that steak scene, you know, with the girl, man, it's just a classic. And that cover is just legit. Just the name, Cannibal Holocaust, just stands the test of time. Always loved that one, guys. We got some heavy hitters here, guys. Man, The Video Dead. I mean, The Video Dead. It's just one of the greatest covers. You know, I've always, like, for me, I really enjoy The Prowler, as we talked about, the cover. Just like that photograph of his, just this, you know, slashing in the pool. I mean, a lot of them had artwork and stuff. This was like a photo. I always really dug that one. It's kind of one of my favorites. But this one is iconic. I mean, that just is 80s, just screams 80s. And I love this film. It's good. It's not really as, I mean, it's cheesy, but there is a creepy element to it, and it's kind of a different film. Just one that I always enjoyed, and of course the cover is spectacular. Then, Video Violence, guys. This is a treat. Like this one here. Man, I love this. When renting is not enough. So true. Just one of the great shot on video films, and I've seen a good lot of them. And this, for me, is still my favorite. I really kind of dig Sledgehammer, though. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because it's very sparse and kind of weird and just kind of this sort of a haze to the film and inside at night when the guy's going around. But I really dig this one. And you know, part of the reason is because you get to actually see what's going on in an 80s video store. I mean, it's shot inside and you see all the titles on the shelf of the time. Like, this was shot in an existing video store and you see all the stuff, and it's just captured a moment in time. It's so cool. And you know, it's just over the top gore and excessive violence and stuff, and I mean, it's great. But that artwork is worth owning this tape alone, man. I mean, that is just, for me, that's just one of the greats. And then we got 3 on the meat hook here, guys. What the hell? This one here is kind of like Deranged. Like it says on the back, if you ever saw that movie Deranged, that's a really good one. Kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well. A little bit of like Psycho kind of stuff going on in this as well. Not a pure slasher, but just, it's, you know, these 3 girls are kind of traveling, from what I recall, and end up at this kind of farmhouse for the night. Spend the night. It's kind of like a motel, I think it was. Like, not a motel, but like a bed and breakfast kind of thing, I think. But anyway, these 3 chicks are there and they end up getting murdered, and like, you know, there's a father and a son, and you know, it's this whole thing. But the artwork itself, guys, like, that is one of the great covers. There's no question about it. I mean, this, can you imagine seeing this in a video store? Well, there's no video stores. But can you even imagine seeing this anywhere? I mean, it's ridiculous. So good. Here's one that I like, guys. A little bit kind of later slasher. Kind of obscure, kind of quirky, not great. The killer disguise is kind of okay. But the cover is awesome. So that's all that matters sometimes. Evil Laugh. But not bad. You know, this is a little bit different. You know, we've kind of explored everything else, and you're kind of running out of ideas. You want, you know, you're trying to find stuff. And if you're a completist like I am, you know, you're always trying to watch everything. This isn't the worst thing you're going to watch. Kind of maybe throw it in there with like something like Open House. Something like, I think I like this a little better than Open House. But just, it's kind of cheesy, but kind of fun, you know, and we're kind of tapped out. We've seen everything, and then we rent this. Not bad. Not bad. Killer Workout, guys. One of my favorites of all time. Absolutely. This is a Robicide. Man, if somebody wants to send me a copy of Killer Workout on VHS, I'd be glad to own it. Yeah, I would love to have that tape. But yeah, for now, I'll just settle with the Robicide. This is the UK VHS. I don't really have any way of watching this actual tape. Of course, I have the Blu-ray of Killer Workout over here. But a great film. Just spectacular, in fact. There's so much crazy stuff going on here. We've got like extended aerobic scenes, doing like a, you know, flying V kind of spread eagle, and the camera's like zooming in on it. I mean, it's crazy. then this scene with like this sort of chubbier fellow who looks like he's not even in shape, but even though he's going to the gym, and he gets in a fight out in the parking lot with another guy, and he's like throwing moves like Steven Seagal, and there's like this fight, and just sort of crazy, and the killer's weapon is like this oversized safety pin. It's kind of weird, but so fun because it just captures again that 80s, steez, if you will, just that full sort of cheesy kind of thing, and it's a slasher. I mean, it's just a lot of fun. So you can kind of get the idea, but based on the back cover there. I mean, look at that. A little bit of everything. I always enjoyed it, guys. Robicide. Oh, yes. Pieces. It's exactly what you think it is. That pretty much sums it up, guys. You don't have to go to Texas for a Chainsaw Massacre. Just one of the great all-time crazy slasher, giallo, insane, continuity. There isn't any. The gore is excessive, just crazy limbs being flailed and heads, and the story makes no sense. And it's, these are red herring. It's just one of the greats. Blood Rage. Another great one, guys. I mean, freaking Blood Rage. I mean, how good is this? And how good is Mark Soper playing these two characters? The two brothers. I mean, Todd and Terry. It's a hell of a story, guys. Blood Rage. A classic. Love it. What else we got? Fatal Games. This one's very hard to find. I would love to see this on Blu-ray, guys. A slasher with a killer killing people with a javelin. I mean, how awesome is that? An underwater scene with a javelin, too. Almost like scuba diving kind of sort of style. He's got the javelin. He's coming through in the pool and takes out somebody. I mean, it's a good one. The story's kind of cool. Like when you find out what happened and why and stuff. It's kind of it's not the lowest of the low budget. I'd certainly put it, I prefer it over something like Graduation Day and stuff like that. To me, I really like this one a lot. But hard one to find, media tape. But if you get a chance to watch this film, it's even hard to find just to watch it. I always liked it. I always dig it. Then we've got the 1987 Ruggero Deodato Spanish production, Body Count. One of the few slashers, because they were always making the Gialli, or Italians, I guess. They're always making these Giallo films. So Deodato decided he would attempt at making a slasher, and they were very similar. But I always dug this one. The killer is cool. Kind of takes place, a lot of the kills are out in the woods and stuff, and it's just pretty damn good. And David Hess is in this one too. So you can't really go wrong with that one, guys. Check it out. Oh yeah, Mimsy Farmer too. Yeah, she was always good. Classic. And then we've got Madman. A good one. I always thought the lighting was cool in this one. Madman Mars character was really, really awesome. But yeah, the lighting, the blues and stuff, really cool. But again, kind of like, what were we talking about? Nightmare Massacre in the last video. Nightmare Massacre? What am I talking about? Nightmare Massacre. That should be a good one. Nail Gun Massacre. There's this extended scene of this couple going at it in a hot tub, and all we see is this guy's ass again. I don't know what is that. I don't know why we're doing that, guys. But anyways, it's a classic. Not a lot of kills in this one. Not one of my favorites, but certainly the opening is very exciting with the, when it says Madman, it goes wing, and the thing appears, and it's pretty cool. Chopping Mall, we just did a review on that one not too long ago. This is like a kind of a limited release, reissue kind of thing. I really dig this movie, guys. Great 80s cheese, kind of captures a moment in time, an 80s mall kind of, style, and I just really like watching stuff like that where you can just sort of see it locked in on an era or whatever, if you will. And you can pause it and go, oh, look, there's so-and-so. Oh, I remember that store, and the yogurt thing. And, it's cool, right? So that was a good one. Finally got a copy of this, guys. Eyes of a Stranger. Love this one. One of my favorites. I did a review on it just a while ago. I really, really dig this movie a lot. And I had the big box of this. And I sold it. Or gave it away. No, did I sell it? No, I think I just gave it away. I never got it back. But I always dug this one. Definitely a classic. And I love this cover more than the one that came out in 1991. I think they re-released it on tape. And it had a slip cover, and it was kind of lame. But that's definitely good. Another one, guys. One of my all-time favorites. Christmas Evil. I mean, this one here. I love this. I love the clamshell of this. I don't have it. But spectacular, one of my favorite movies of all time, actually, especially horror. Christmas Evil, another good one. What else we got here, guys? Nightmare, another one. This one, guys, is right up there with Maniac. I mean, for me, this is just a truly great slasher, vintage, New York City grime and greasy. You see the marquees and stuff, all the porn theaters, and this guy's walking through there. Like, it's just got this greasy tone to it and feel. And the kills are pretty barbaric and just pretty awesome, and a great ending. Also known as Nightmare and a Damaged Brain. So if you guys are trying to check it out and find it, you'll find it under that title as well. But a hell of a powerhouse for me. Like, for me, that and Maniac are some of my favorites. Just for the pure, I don't know how else to say it. Just like there's this grit to it, like it's just feels dirty or whatever. I love it. This one here, a guy threw in when I was buying the tape off of me. Threw this in just as a side note, a little taster for me. I like it because it's a Vestron cover, Vestron tape. Sorry, Slaughter High. I always kind of dug this one. Not one of my favorites. I don't know. Pretty decent. Killer Party. This is a good, fun kind of party movie to watch with your friends. I always dug this one a lot. A bit of a supernatural element to it as well. Everyone's dying for an invitation. So true. What a great film, guys. This key video release is pretty sweet. I love that cover with the pink on and stuff. That's a good one to check out too, guys. Now what else we got here? Terrorize. Ah, yes. This is a classic, guys. This one's pretty hard to find. I didn't even know about it till a few years ago. And then when I found it, I'm like, man, this is spectacular. AIP home video. It's kind of like an anthology, if you will. Kind of, graphic, like visually, it's kind of like watching the Monsters TV show, kind of. I mean, it's more adult themed, obviously, but like the monsters, and it's kind of creepy, and it's that kind of thing, but it's kind of a cool one. And it's kind of low budget. I mean, it's not shot on video, but it kind of has that sort of video violence-y, kind of B-grade, just, schlock to it. But I really, really like it, and it's a cool tape to have. I'm pretty excited about it. Probably watch it again one of these nights. Just really, really good. Daniel Roebuck, fantastic. Good one. Then, guys, probably one of the first tapes I ever rented. The original Harmony Vision. Hills Have Eyes. Look at this. If you can see this. Harmony Vision. On the very bottom. Manufactured and distributed by Vestron Video. This was pre-Vestron. This is what became Vestron. And this original tape is just wicked, man. Look at this. Harmony Vision, Hills Have Eyes. They had released Patrick and Stoner as well. Just old, man. Old school, just crazy logo. This is one I would never part with this. The movie itself, I really, really dug the remake. This is a good movie, just not overly horrifying, but kind of got a creepy tone to it. I don't know, some of the kills, I wish there was maybe a few more. It was a little more intense, but it's definitely, just as a kid you're watching it, was definitely creepy and sleazy. I liked it. Speaking of creepy and sleazy, guys, one of my favorites, Hospital Massacre. This movie here, Barbie Benton and stuff, it's kind of like this, got this melodramatic, General Hospital kind of a weird tone, but it's a slasher, and man, it's fantastic. The killer with the surgical mask and hat on and a knife, and he gets in these crazy things, and you see him breathing with the mask going in and out and stuff. He's hyperventilating. It's crazy. Like a 2-minute scene of just Barbie Benton just sitting on the examining table with this guy, checks her over. It's ridiculous. But this is kind of cool, man. I mean, look at that. You remember these? I got a whole bunch of these sort of book box things. I might do a review on those. Not great titles, but like just a lot of dramas and stuff like The Year of Living Dangerously and like Mike's Murder and what else? I do have it. No, I don't. Just a whole bunch of that kind of stuff in these kind of boxes, but nothing horror. But that's definitely a good one, guys. And then for me, I mentioned a few other videos as well. This one sort of started it all for me with The Changeling. I saw this in a drive-in, double feature, The Changeling with my parents. Sitting in the back of the station wagon with a blanket over my head, watching this thing. And I always dug it to this day. It's a good one. You know, it's actually kind of got that ecological kind of vibe to it, but you know, it's well done. It's fun. It's scary. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in it. I really, really dig it. Just a great one. And the remakes were good too, right? Alexander Aja did them. He also did the Hills Have Eyes remake. And we also did High Tension. Really, really dig Piranha. It's a good one, guys. And then for me, the last but not least, as we wind down here, Satan's Blade. Now this one, guys, I always like this. Not a great film, but it's cheesy, it's funny. It kind of like honeymoon horror, which I really, really enjoy. You know, it's got that kind of a vibe to it, kind of like a 70s-ish, kind of late 70s vibe to it, yet it's 80s. I think this was filmed in 80 or 81 and released in like 84 or 85, if I recall. And this artwork even. There's another movie called, it's not Satan's Blade, but it's like the Blade of Satan or Satan's Blood, I think, or something. But it's the same cover. So I don't know which one stole it from the other guy, but it's the same cover. It's unbelievable. And just there's a lot of stuff in this one, you know, like you see like off-camera stuff, like boom mics coming in and stuff, and ridiculous lines. But there is one scene where you actually see this vision of this killer. And it's pretty creepy, like one of the greatest scenes ever. It's kind of horrifying, and he's just like this sort of ogre, you know, with this knife kind of look thing. And I'm like, man, this movie's setting up to be fantastic. That's the only thing you ever see with that guy. You know, but there are slashings and stuff in this. Nothing great, but I just always like the vibe of this one. It's just, you know, it takes place up in the woods, you know, in a cabin, in kind of motel cabins or whatever. Always a classic, guys. So that's, you know, and this is one of my favorite tapes. I mean, this is kind of a hard one to find with this cover in the clamshells. Big fan of that. Anyways, guys, that is video 8. That is the horror collection. Stay tuned for videos 9 and 10. We're going to go through all the old 80s, you know, Delta Force, Hero and the Terror, Runaway, Terminator, Over the Top, Stallone, Nighthawks. We got like the Octagon, the Glove, Lone Wolf, McClade, Missing in Action, stuff like that. Lots of 80s action next. Stay tuned for that, guys. Leave me some comments below. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Please hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when the next videos are coming out, whether it's this stuff or movie reviews, and we will talk to you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.